You're not able to date women you're attracted to because subconsciously you don't feel deserving. Men that settle in their dating life, it's always because of insecurities. You know there are certain areas in your life and with you as an individual that needs to be improved. That's why you don't feel deserving of the 9 or 10. You can see other guys go for what they want, but you don't feel the same. You hold yourself back. When I see men that don't date women they're attracted to, they're essentially putting themselves in a golden prison. And guess who has the key? You as a man, you have the key. No one can let you out of that prison other than yourself. And that prison is your mindset, your mentality. You don't feel worthy of women. If you see a super attractive woman with a pro athlete or celebrity, you tell yourself, oh, well, that guy's a celebrity, he's a pro athlete, so they're deserving of that quality woman. You don't feel as if you put in enough work, you've achieved enough in your lifetime to have the same caliber. But what separates you from you and the man you're watching on TV? The both of you can afford to be in the same exact rooms. It doesn't matter if someone's a multimillionaire and you're only making $300,000 a year. If you can afford to be in that room, you can afford to have the same quality woman as that high value man. But a man who does not believe he is worthy of it will never have that reality. Myself, people say you lead with your looks. You know why? I'm confident in myself. I've refined everything about me. Everything is so calculated. From my presentation, the way I dress, my hair, my skin, the colognes I wear, how I speak, my approach, every single thing I do is so intentional to the point of I've mastered my entire process. So any woman I'm dealing with, I don't care if I'm walking on feet. I see a girl hop out of a Bentley. If I want her, I'm going to go get her. It doesn't matter for me. I don't put my validation in external things. Now, does it give me additional confidence? Absolutely. Do you need certain things to have the confidence? Yes, but think about it. You're already successful. You guys are already making 6 figures a year. You're living in a luxury apartment. You're driving nice cars, and you're still not confident enough to approach a woman. I had a client I helped in Washington, D.C. The guy has a Porsche, and he was afraid to attract women. He was afraid of literally going and speaking to women that he was attracted to. Women that normally he would ignore, he wouldn't know how to approach them, wouldn't know what to say. He would let them go. But I'm like, bro, you got a Porsche. Anytime she gets to get picked up, she's getting picked up in a Porsche. That alone should make you not hesitate. But guess what? A man that has not done the internal work, he doesn't feel at peace. He feels as if he's lacking something. He's not going to feel confident. Sometimes it's not even necessarily the materialistic things. Some of you guys, you're mentally weak. You don't feel strong mentally because physically you're out of shape. You need to invest in your health. You feel low, you feel down. Had another client. He had a toxic ex. He was sending her $1,500 a month, every single month. This woman is cheating on him. She's, making him overly emotional. She's taking him away from his family. She has him distracted. All these things. He doesn't realize how much this woman is just beating him down, how much she's just eating up away at him. And what does he do? He just sits there, he tolerates it. And when he started working with me, I said, okay, you need to drop the girl, but you need to transition your focus because it's hard to just drop a bad habit. A woman you've been talking to for so long, it's like smoking cigarettes. You've gotten addicted to that woman. So you need something else to distract you from that woman. So I said, yo, bro, how's your fitness? Are you in the gym? He said, no, I'm not really going as much as I used to. So you're down mentally and you're down physically. You don't think eventually that's going to affect you financially? It's going to eat you up. But when you start to do the work, the baseline fundamental work, the same work you had to put into to achieve the accolades you received in your career, you have to put that same effort into dating. You have to train your body. You have to train your mind. When all of these things are refined, when all of these things are sharpened, it's impossible to not feel worthy or deserving of any high value woman, of any attractive woman you see. I don't care if it's Rihanna before A$AP Rocky. I don't care if it's Zendaya before she was with Tom. If you see a woman you're attracted to, you've already done the work, you've already achieved the success you need, you can provide for yourself, and if needed, of course, you can also start to provide for a family. There is no reason you should ever be intimidated by a woman. Women need you. All these women, they need a provider. I mean, I don't want to say all because some are like very well off. They have, super trust funds, but 98% of these women, they need a provider. They need a man. So what are you intimidated about? You're intimidated about having to go provide? You got to provide for one of them anyway. This entire game of love and holy matrimony, at the end of the day, it's for us to pay for the lifestyle of a woman. So why, as a man, are you ever worried about a woman you're going to have to pay for? You got to pay for one of them. You got to pay. Even if she's ugly or if she's super attractive, you got to pay. So why not just pay for the super attractive one? Why not pay for the one you actually like? Because the ugly one is going to cost you too. And it costs you more than just money. It's also your self-esteem, your mental. You're low. That's why you start doubting yourself. That's why you don't feel deserving. That's why you can even get on a phone call with me and I can tell you, all right, here are the steps to get you out of this loophole, but you don't want to. You just rather settle. You rather allow your ego to keep you from having an abundant dating life. But for what? You've done all of this to be unhappy in your dating life. It sucks. Nothing is worse than a man with money and he cannot get the girl he wants. Poor sex life. I'm talking about guys who haven't had a woman they've been attracted to and slept with in over 6 months, over a year. Some guys never in their life. Their entire life they spent settling, not even realizing the woman you're attracted to, the woman you actually would like to talk to, the conversation would even be so much easier because you're actually interested. You don't even know what she might even present something to you that just changes your life. There's more to approaching a woman you're attracted to. It's more than just even for sex. It's like you just don't know what role this woman may play. The same woman you're intimidated by and you're too hung up to actually approach and say something to, she can be the missing piece to help you figure out so much that you were just missing in life. Some of my best refinements in life have been because of the women I've dealt with. I have women that I've, dated back since college. They've left a lasting impression on me. I'm talking about baddies. Girls who were from great homes, they look good, captain of the soccer team, dad, top doctor, 3-story house in Canada. She was one of the best things that happened to me. And she was a model type female. So I wasn't even dealing with a lackluster woman, and she was smarter than me. Imagine that. Imagine dating a woman that's very attractive and she's smarter than you. That's what you're missing out on. It's like if you want to be a really skilled runner, don't run with the subpar runners. Run with the Olympians. You want to be an amazing basketball player, go play with the pros. Go play with the college players. Don't play with, the high schoolers, middle schoolers. Go play with the best of competition. The only way to get better is to play with the best. That's the only way to get better. So you guys here thinking about, how am I going to attract women? You gotta start talking to more attractive women. You gotta talk to them until you're numb. Because attractive women know when you don't have any exposure to them. They can feel it, they can smell it. They know when you're not used to baddies, bro. Like women can just tell because the conversation, you're overcompensating. You're almost too excited to be around her. You're not calm. They can feel your nervousness, your anxiety. But men that do not date women they're attracted to is because you feel bad about yourself. You essentially think you're a peon. You move like a peon. You date like a peon. So many guys date like peons. Sometimes I get on these calls with you guys and I'm just listening to you and I'm just like, stop being a peon. Get the help. If you're gonna at least be a peon, at least fix the situation. But you guys will come, you'll call, you'll voice your concerns, you'll tell me all of your dirty little secrets just to get off the phone and go back to the same reality. What do you gain from it? What do you gain from it? Had a guy, recently he was on a sales call and his last date he went on, he took a girl out, cost him $800. There wasn't really any chemistry there. He was attracted to her, but he didn't go anywhere because he was, one, leading with his wallet. And then two, that's the first attractive girl he's talked to like in months. And look where it led him. Down $800, no second date, and hasn't been with a woman that he's been attracted to since, all because now he's ashamed. He'd rather curl and go back in his corner and do nothing to fix the problem. So you guys have these, low self-esteem, you have poor date execution skills, and then you wonder why you're struggling. Go get some help. There is nothing wrong with getting dating help. If you're fat, you go get a coach in the gym. you're not getting any pussy. You're not talking to women you actually like. You're settling. You're wasting money on mid. Go get some help. You're basically an addict. It's no different than a gambling addict. You're addicted to essentially inferiority. That's why you guys have so much shame when you come and then you put it all on the table, but you rather go back and lay in that same bed of inferiority. It's like you've been living in a house of like, that's just been dumped in, right? Someone just took a number 2 in your home. You've been living in manure for so long, bruh, it's normal for you. Low quality woman is normal for you. That's what happens to a man who doesn't take the action to fix his dating life. It becomes normal to you. No one can get you out of that loop. No one can, because you guys will see a guy like me, more than capable. I've done this all over the world, and I can tell you exactly what you need to do, but you're too stuck to want to change. You're too stuck. You'd rather just go through the same cycle thinking that one day this beautiful, gorgeous model is going to just fall in your lap. It's not happening, brother. It's not happening. I'm going to be the bearer of bad news. That gorgeous woman you see on TV, you see on IG, she's not going to fall in your lap. Because if she did fall in your lap, you wouldn't know what to do with it. You don't think you're worthy of it. It's a mental game. That's how important it is. Dating is the same as playing professional sports. You guys saw the recent Western Conference Finals with Chet Holmgren. He only shot 2 times. 2 times. In a season-ending game. Why? It's the mental. He didn't feel deserving. He didn't feel as if this was his moment. If it's not a mentality of you feeling as if this is for you, this is why you're here, this is what you're going to do, you're going to compete, you're going to win, you won't win. And you don't have the capability to win in this lane. You need help. We all need help. How do you think I'm able to help you guys? A lot of people help me. A lot of what I'm regurgitating is from years of wisdom. It's from not just experience, but also years of wisdom of getting help. I've been consulting people in my dating life my entire life. Even before I even got engaged, I always was consulting. I was always talking. You got to share these things. And the problem with men, you share these issues with no one, and then you expect to have a solution. How? You're too ashamed to talk with your friends. You're too ashamed to hire professional help. You're just a shameful man. So suffer. Suffer. Sit back, watch everyone else live the life that you want. It has to be frustrating. This is what makes men resent women. When you don't get the opportunity to be around the women you like, you just start hating all women. All of a sudden now, dating is pointless, it's useless, it's never gonna happen. You're stuck in a cycle. Go get some help. Men, we need to stop having shame and being vulnerable and getting help for our mental. Dating is no different. We need the help. The mental fortitude required for dating is the same requirement for pro athletes. It's the same intensity. It is that difficult in modern times. That's how difficult dating has become. And it's only getting more and more difficult. It's only getting more and more difficult. So if you don't feel deserving and the dating market is getting more transactional, by the time you even get out there, you want to talk to something, you don't even know how to manage this game. These women are going to spit you out. They're going to eat you up whole and spit you out and have no shame when they do it. You are a victim. Men who do not interact and men who do not speak to women they're attracted to, you're victims. She's a lion, you're the gazelle. Because even once she gives you a chance, she's giving you a chance to use you. You're not used to it. How? You have to be used to the competition. You can't just hop on the NBA court and play at the NBA level. They're going to use and abuse you. Same thing with women. So you guys are struggling in dating because you don't even want to put yourself out there. Why? Why? Like, what do you have? Like, you are a man and you're afraid of a woman? Think about that. Your reality is you're afraid of a woman. You're so afraid of a woman, you won't even get the help to conquer your fears. That's how much fear a woman puts in a man's heart. She got you shook. The only solution, you're looking at it. You guys are looking at your solution right here. I'm sitting here preaching to you weekly. weekly on the importance of having the right psychology. Why do I talk about psychology? It's the only thing that matters. It's the only thing that matters. Your perception is your reality. And the reality of it is you perceive yourself as a peon. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't need dating help. But guess what, peon? You need the help. And it's okay. You don't have to be a peon. I was a peon in dating once before too. When I was engaged, I was a peon in my engagement. I was misinformed. I was misguided. I was honestly egotistical. I thought I knew it all. I remember even one of the last trips I went to go see my ex before I went, my mother figure, her name is Erica. And before I went on this trip, I haven't seen my fiance in months. And I just knew, like, you know what? Haven't seen her in months, but she's still faithful to me. She's holding it down. She knows that I'm sacrificing. I'm working hard to make this, this dream of ours a reality so she can come over here on the fiance visa and we can live happily ever after. My mother figure looked at me and said, she's cheating on you. She's like, she's probably cheating on you. I was like, no, she's not. No, she's not. Not my love. Not my love, the love of my life. Not the woman I got on one knee for. But here's the reality. I was blinded. I was blinded by love. I was blinded by my effort. I was blinded by the investment. We know who wasn't blinded? My mother figure. Why? Because she's a woman. She's seen it all. She knows female nature. And women are going to please themselves. So here I am thinking, oh, my loyalty, my commitment, all these things, my sacrifices, that's going to make her loyal to me. No. She's still a female. She's a human being. She needed to be touched. A woman still needs a touch. So my mother figure is looking at me telling me like, that woman has gotten touched. If you think she hasn't gotten touched, you are a fool. And it took me until I got cheated on to actually accept that, okay, she was right. But my ego did not allow me to think like that. I was a peon in that sense. I didn't sit back and accept the reality for what it was. I thought that I was bigger than the program. I was an exception to the rules. You're not an exception to the rules. You're not special in the dating market. Nobody is. The only guys that win are the guys that are taking advantage of the market. The guys that are playing ruthless. The guys that are playing to win. The guys that go for what they want. That is the only man winning in the dating market. But if you think you're going to sit back, it's going to just come to you, you are going to suffer. And if you don't suffer now, you're going to suffer later. Because she's going to play you so well to the point where you're going to get on one knee, you're going to marry her, you're going to get her pregnant, and then 5 to 10 years later, she's going to go and take half. She's going to walk away. She's going to be fed up. She's going to be tired. You're going to say, what happened? I did everything right. That's what's wrong. None of that matters. The only thing that matters to a man is having a strong mindset, a mentality of you don't care if that woman leaves. Because any man who doesn't care if a woman leaves is not afraid to approach any woman because you don't fear anything. Oh no, one less woman I gotta provide for. Oh no, one less date I gotta pay for. Oh no. You still gotta provide, you still gotta pay. Dating is becoming more transactional by the year. The only leverage you can have is the mental. It's subconscious. It's what you feed yourself daily. But if your lifestyle is lackluster, eventually that starts to creep into your mind. All that doubt you have, that starts to actually creep into your mind. You begin to doubt yourself. You're a doubtful individual. You're a double-minded man. And the Bible says a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. You know you have the requirements of what it takes and you know you're up to par, but you don't have the execution. You hesitate. You rather stay comfortable. You don't actually want the change as bad as you say you want it, because if you did, you'll go get the help. I was down so bad, I had to go get help. I had to. A man who's gone through enough pain eventually will do whatever it takes to solve that problem. But for a lot of you, you haven't been through enough pain yet. Your life isn't sexless enough. You haven't been ghosted enough. You haven't seen enough opportunities that slip through your fingertips. How are you going to raise a son if you as a man are weak mentally? What generation are we even building? Understanding woman is bigger than just for you. How can you raise a son? So now we got 2 weak-minded men in society. That's definitely doing us justice. Going against women that are gaining the edge every single day against weak-minded men who don't feel deserving. Weak-minded men who are still trying to prove themselves. Weak-minded men who won't go get the help. Only a weak man will sit there and suffer, but a wise man, he learns from a wiser man. Trust fund baddies only. And if you're tired of settling, you know you have more than what it takes. You know you're deserving. You're worthy of higher quality women, of a higher quality dating life. Consistent dates per week, an abundant dating life with the women that you choose, that you're attracted to. And with women that also choose you. I want you to apply the Trust Fund Baddies Academy. Because as a man, it makes no sense to have all this success and no one you're attracted to enjoy it with. That is a very lonely life. Trust Fund Baddies only.